In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at a simplified way to deploy Odoo 17 on a Linux Ubuntu server. So Odoo is basically a full-featured and extensible open-source enterprise resource planning software that is actually built using Python and also uses PostgreSQL for database storage. So before we begin, let's take a look at a list of the requirements needed to follow along this guide. So first, you're going to need a Linux Ubuntu server. It can also be a cloud-hosted VPS on any cloud provider. You're also going to need an SSH client such as PuTTY or the macOS terminal app. And finally, you also need a domain name pointing to the Linux Ubuntu server. So let's take a look at an overview of the steps covered in this guide. First, I'm going to show you how to open an SSH connection to the Ubuntu server and create the bash installation script. Then I'll show you how to set the proper permissions on the script and actually run the script. I'll show you how to access the Odoo 17 web installer and create the database for the system. And finally, I'll then show you how to access the web admin and install an application. So I'm going to go ahead and open the SSH connection. So run the command ssh administrator at the IP address of the server. So in my case, that's going to be 192.168.88.211. I'm going to go ahead and type in the password for the server. And as you can see, I've successfully logged into the server. I'm going to run the sudo su command to elevate my access to the root user. Then I'll go ahead and clear up my screen. So once that's been taken care of, I'm going to run the apt update command to quickly update the system repository. So this is basically something you need to make sure you do on every new installation of a Debian-based server such as Linux Ubuntu. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and clear my screen, and then I'll run the command nano odoo.sh. So within this odoo.sh file, I'm going to paste in the contents that for the bash installation script actually. So just copy that and have that pasted into the odoo.sh file. You can actually download this script file from the link in the video description. So as you can see, this is the actual bash installation script. So I'm going to go ahead and save the changes and exit out of the file. So just to confirm, I'll run the lsl command, and as you can see, we actually have that odoo.sh file. So I'm going to go ahead and run the chmod +x command and then specify the odoo.sh file. And finally, I'll then run the command ./odoo.sh. So it's going to ask to specify the domain name. So in my case, that's going to be odoo.local. And once you press enter, the script will then go ahead to start the installation process. So you simply need to wait for the full process to complete. And once the installation is done, it will actually show you the domain name or IP address that you need to access. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the domain name that I need to access in Mozilla Firefox, and it's going to go ahead and open up the web installer. So the first thing you need to do is to set the master password. So I'm just going to update the master password to something a bit more secure. And I'm also going to specify the database name. So in my case, that's going to be OdooDB, and also specify the email address that I actually use to log into the system. And I will also set the password. So I'm just going to type in a secure password. And finally, I'm also going to set my phone number. So I'm just going to type in on the phone number field. And finally, we'll also set the country. So I'm going to select my current location, and I'll also choose to add a demonstration data or demo data. So I'll go ahead and click on the create database button, and once the setup process is done, you should see the login page. So you can then go ahead and type in your email address and password and simply click on the login button. So once you log in, you're actually going to be greeted with the apps page. So this is where you can actually install the various applications that the ERP supports. So you can actually install by industry. For example, you can just click on industry and it will show all of the supported industries. And if you click on activate, it will install all of the related applications. You can actually install by category as well. So in my case, I'll just, for example, install point of sale, which will actually go ahead and install all of the other related applications. So once the installation is done, you will actually be redirected to a dashboard. So in my case, it went to the discuss section, and from the top menu bar, I can actually see that I've got all of the other related applications. So I've got an inventory application, and I've got a point of sale application, an employees application where you can actually manage employees and departments and reporting and the like. And there's also a invoicing section where you can actually create and manage invoices for customers. And what else is there? We also have a project section where you can actually manage projects related to the store. And yeah, so basically that's a quick look at how you can quickly deploy Odoo 17 on a Linux-based server such as Linux Ubuntu. So please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel for more helpful tutorials and how-to guides. So I hope this tutorial has been informative, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.